Good morning and welcome to What's All About. And today, what the fuck is Star Wars really about? Now, we're going to think about the original trilogy and even the prequels, but fuck the expanded universe. The books, no J.J. Abrams bullshit. The post-Return of the Jedi world is not some Jedi happy space paradise of Princess Leia's wet dreams, but I'll get to that later. Let's start with something just a little bit different. This is our dear leader, King Henry Tudor, and as we all know, he had 6 wives and off with their heads, but behind the scenes were people pushing their own agendas. This chap here, he's Cardinal Wolsey, and would profit from Henry's divorce massively. And this chap here is Thomas Cromwell, who would profit from preventing the divorce, cause you know what I mean, if I get cash in my pocket, fuck everyone else, even the king. And these guys played it behind the scenes, taking bribes from France, taking bribes from Spain, and trying to manipulate events for their own benefit. Now, with that in mind, let's see what's really going on in the Star Wars. What we need to think about are those people working behind the scenes. I'm not talking about the cast and crew, I'm talking about the baddies, or maybe they're goodies, we'll find out. The people trying to gain power. I'm talking about the major players. Firstly, the Emperor, the daddy. And also, Yoda, he ain't what he seems. And the pawns that they just dance across the stage. Vader, Ben Kenobi, and of course, Luke and Leia. Okay, let's start at the beginning. The start of it all. Sort of. The Phantom Menace. This is where this clusterfuck began. Now let's look. Let's look at what's really happening. We see the Coruscant Republic as a corrupt bureaucracy where a weak president is berated by the strength of the trade unions who've monopolised merchant trade and exploited the mechanized arms industry. On the flip side, the government is heavily influenced by the Jedi, the goodies, who in fact are a group of religious extremists. They have an independent military and are totally unelected. You know what I mean? And they have quite a strong say in what they're going on. Now anyway, the Coruscant Republic is poorly led and semi-theocratic. This is almost at the mercy of the trade unions at this point. Not unlike the UK in the 1970s. Well, until the emergence of a strong yet evil leader, none other than Thatcher. Cue the national anthem. So let's look at the goodies. The Jedi I'm talking about. And I'm going to take it from the top. The top dog, the big brass, the governor, the godfather himself, his holiness, his forcefulness, Pontificus Maximus. I'm talking about Yoda, aka the Space Pope. Make no doubts, make no goddamn mistakes. Do not fuck with this dog. Now, he runs the show as a religious dictator. And the council, you say, well, did they ever say? No, because they're just a bunch of backbenchers and check cashers. I mean, they're just some yes men lounging back in the cushy job. Don't rock the boat, don't rock the temple. I mean, there they are, second home in downtown New York, in in the business. I mean, imagine the expenses these guys claim. I mean, you want to be a Jedi Master? Talk to one of these guys. Cash for honors, babling, ka-ching. Now anyway, our heroes, the Jedi Master, Liam Neeson, and his bitch, Ben Kenobi. Now Liam Neeson is a no-nonsense, I will train the boy kind of guy. A guy who actually rocks the boat. He's something of a maverick. And let's face it, after hearing the council's decision about training Anakin, he just fucks them off to Yoda's face. He's clearly a rival for Yoda, and he wants to be the daddy. He wants to be the Space Pope and sit on that Space Pope throne. Now, the big green dog, Yoda, he ain't gonna take this shit from Liam Neeson. And he thinks, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get that fucking nigger shipped out the front line to some arse zone of conflict called Naboo, where with a bit of luck he can bite the good news and his arse can be grass. I'm not saying you're a straight up whack that lad. I'm just saying that a mouthy Liam Neeson ain't no good for the Green Boy's career, and a crocodile tear at his funeral wouldn't be any surprise. Now, Liam Neeson's a smart guy, and he knows that he's on a wild goose chase from the start. Then, what's this? He crash lands in the Middle East, and a bit of luck, the chosen one chops up as a slave, and this kid drops right in his lap, and he's thinking, God, my boner's so hard, but I'm gonna let that slide for a second because I could be in the cash with this kid. You know what I mean? He's thinking, I trained this lad. Obi-Wan's already my bitch, and in a few years I've got a loyal Ben Kenobi, I've got a loyal superpower chosen one, and this could kick me up to Space Pope, and Yoda can just fuck right off. So he gets back to Coruscant. He's got this little boy with him. He's thinking, yes, I'm right in here. But Yoda ain't going down with this. He's thinking, I'm going to give this lad some bullshit tests and then just be like, yeah, the lot of yous can YOLO and do one. You know what I mean? And they get shipped off back to Naboo. The lot of them, even the kid. Yoda's thinking, hopefully he'll bite it as well. Whatever. I'm not that bothered. As long as that motherfucker's dead. Now, on the other side of the Phantom Menace is the so-called baddies. Now in the UK, in the Parliament, there are a lot of back deals with business. All the time. And this is no surprise. And it's no surprise that Palpatine, and probably other senators in the Star Wars Parliament, would be cashing in on this massive trade federation military contractor conglomerate. You know what I mean? They're like, I'll legalize some laws for you, you know? Corporatization of Naboo, it's all yours. On the other hand, I'm making a shitload of shares, royalties, and cheers for the campaign funds. Get in. Palpatine is loving it. He's playing the long game. He's like, we've got a weak government. I'm cashing in here. This is going to look good for me in the future. Now, Darth Maul, you ask, he's a player. But who is he? Now, Palpatine met him, and he thought, this kid has some potential. You know what? I can mold him in my image. But, you know, a little bit of time down the line, he's thinking, now, I see that this kid's just some sort of jihadist who has played too much Assassin's Creed. Now, why don't you just fuck off to a conflict zone, and with a bit of luck, you can bite it with Liam Neeson. You know what I mean? This guy needs to take the gospel news to the grave. What a liability that kid is. Palpatine's like, he's trying to play the long game. He's to play the political game. And he doesn't need some renegade on side. It's bad news. So, I don't blame Palpatine for cashing in and playing the puppet master one bit. The result is, he's elected president. He is now the big dog. He still has to deal with the Jedi, but the trade union crisis is largely over, and the Coruscant Republic is strong again. Cue the national anthem.